quietly and follow along. At any point, click the pause button to catch up or take a break. Hello, today we're going to be drawing this drawing, what I call Mooseltoe. I think it's kind of funny. And we're going to be drawing moose today. We're going to learn how to do that. And you can add different things to the drawing and on his antlers. I'm going to be showing you a variety of ways you can add character to your moose and things you can add to really get into the holiday spirit. Before we move on, I do want to talk about the title of the work, Mooseltoe, and how I think that's really fun. And think about when you're an artist, how you can title your work using different combinations of words to really make it interesting and what really describes your work too. Let's get started. I'm going to be using a Sharpie marker. That way you can see it nice and clear, but you should probably use a pencil and a piece of paper. We're going to begin with our moose's face. Okay, so on the top of your paper, I want you to leave a little space. This is where the antlers and the top of the head is going to begin, right about there. If you'd like to watch me first, that would be great. When you draw your moose, I want you to think of doing one small curve or one big curve and then one smaller curve. Kind of comes around. It almost looks like an upside down snowman or like an 8. So I just want to repeat that again. We have one larger curve going on your left side and then a smaller curve coming all the way around and a larger curve connecting to the top. This is the moose's head. Now we're going to create the ears. You can leave a little space at the top of your head for the ears. That's totally fine. So when I draw my ears, I just like to make them kind of rounded like so, and they can connect to the other top of the head. Here's what I mean by leaving a little space. Okay, in that space, we'll be able to add lots of other interesting things to our picture. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna build the character of the moose and like his eyes and his nostrils. You can do so many types of eyes. I'm gonna start by doing 2 ovals. That's the eye shape. And now I'm going to add different ovals inside, and you can have them going all different directions. I'm going to color mine in right away. You can have your moose looking, oh my gosh, down, up, side to side, whatever you choose, just by drawing some ovals. For the nostrils, you can draw 2 more ovals towards the bottom of his snout. Underneath the nostrils and on the bottom of his head, we can add a little jaw or bottom of his mouth simply by drawing a line that's curved like an upside down U. Let's draw the moose's body. Anywhere in his lower nostril or nose area, you can just draw a nice curved line coming off of his nose and down to the bottom of your page. Just like so. Great. Now we're getting into the antlers. Some people call these horns as well. These aren't as tricky as they look. We're going to break it down step by step. At the top of your moose's head, you can put them, maybe you want them behind the ears a little more or towards the center. I'm going to put mine slightly behind his ears. I'm going to make it appearing as if the antlers are behind the ears because I'm not going to start my line. I'm only going to let it touch the top of the ears. I'm going to be starting with the antler on our left side of our paper. As you can see, I drew a line from the tip of the ear, or you can do it from the head, up. And now I'm going to do a little curve. And across my page, I'm going to make a nice wavy line. I'm going to leave some space at the end of that line from the edge of my paper. Now I'm going to come down. And I'm going to complete my antler by drawing a nice line across. You could even give it a little curve if you'd like as well. Remember, moose's antlers are kind of like deer's. They grow in all different shapes and sizes, and they're not the same on both sides. So don't worry about yours being perfect. I'm going to repeat the same process now on the right side of our moose. I'm going to first draw a line up, touching the tip of the ear or the head, depending where you want to place your antlers. Going to do a small curve. And now I'm going to do a nice big wavy line across the page, leaving some space at the end of my paper. Gonna come down with a line, only about a little bit or so. And now I can give a nice curvy line if I want, all the way across, touching my ears back. This is your basic moose. Awesome job. Now, as artists, you have many choices you can make for your Mooseltoe. I'm going to start by showing you how to draw our main theme, which is the mistletoe. You can put it anywhere you'd like on your antlers. I'm going to put mine right over here. You can add different things to your antlers. If you don't feel like drawing mistletoe, that's okay, or you want to see what other options I have, that's fine. All you have to do is sit and watch. If you are interested, follow along. To draw mistletoe, we're going to begin with the leaves. And when I draw the leaves, they are going to have little backwards U's that go towards the outside. I'll show you what a leaf looks like. Just like that. So when I draw my leaf, I'm going to do like a little U. In this case, it looks more like an N. Just like a little curve. And then another little curve. One more. So I have 3 curves kind of in a row. And now I'm going to go back. Curve in, curve in, curve in. And I'm connecting those leaves. I'm going to do one more. Curve out, curve out, curve out. And now when I go back, I'm going to curve in, curve in, curve in. Awesome job. Part of the mistletoe is the berries. So I'm going to add 3 small circles. You can add as many as you want for your berries. That is the mistletoe on my moose for my Mooseltoe. Couldn't help but say that, kind of a tongue twister. Other things you can add to your moose are, let's say we want to do hanging ornaments. Now I'm going to show you a little trick to make it look like the ornament was actually slipped on to the moose's antler. You're going to find a spot on your moose's antler where it dips down. This is where the ornament will naturally lay. I'm going to draw a little curve up and down. See where I started my curve? It's right on that line. And I had my curved line that went up and down go over the antler. Now at the bottom where I just finished my ending with my pencil, in this case my Sharpie marker, I'm going to go straight up to that point where I started, but I'm going to stop where I touch my antler. This will make it appear like the ornament is looped on my moose. Next, you can draw any kind of ornament you want. Maybe you have something that's really special in your family. I'm just going to draw a basic round ornament for now. Remember, an ornament has a silver part where the hook always goes on, or the loop. And I'm just going to do a nice big round ornament. I'm even going to give it some stripes. Remember, an ornament, in this case like the ball ornament, is round. So to make it look even more dimensional, using basic line, all you have to do is curve your line instead of drawing it straight across. That's just a little hint for more advanced ways of drawing. Next, what I'm going to show you is you can add lights to your moose. And I think that's super fun, just to add a good variety of color. The line of lights, it's really easy. Again, think about where the lines would naturally kind of catch and hook into the moose's antler, these little grooves. So I'm going to start by drawing lines that curve, because lights like to dangle. And I'm going into those curves, and then I can just have it kind of come off the page. On those, I can add my little lights, and I just draw like a little square. And it almost looks like a rounded triangle. So I have a square and then like a little rounded pointed, kind of like a pointed oval. You can make your lights whatever shape you want. And I'm just spacing them out kind of accordingly. There we go. Also I'm gonna switch over to this antler now because I think it could use a little more on the moose. I'm gonna add a stocking. That's also really into the holiday spirit. Remember when we did the ornament, kind of the hook or the loop around the antler? Well, stockings normally have a loop as well. So we're gonna do that same thing, picking a point that's kind of a low dip on the antler. We're gonna go up and down, and from that point, back up. That's the loop for my stocking. From there, I'm going to draw a nice rectangle, and the top right point is going to connect to that loop. Now we're going to draw our stocking. It's kind of like a giant sock. I'm going to go down, curve, up and around, and connecting it back. Looking pretty good. Now to make it look more like a sock, if you're going for that look, I'm just going to add some traditional looking patterns of a sock. That's where they add like a little patch in the heel and the toe. Again, you can decorate that stocking however you like. The last thing, actually I have two more things for you that you can add. These are different options, and you can add other things too. These are just what I'm going to be showing you today, is a nice candy cane. You by now are probably pros at making things look like they appear that they're hooking on the moose's antler. We're gonna push it a little farther. Instead of doing just line now, we're gonna look at doing a shape. So a candy cane is a really good example of something hooking onto something. So start by drawing your basic line, but remember, a candy cane isn't as long as maybe the loop on our ornament. I'm just gonna have it stop before my antler ends. And we're gonna draw another line right above that one that's a little bit spaced out and connect it at the bottom. Awesome. Don't be worried about this line right here where our antler comes through. You can erase it because you have a pencil, but I'll show you how I can utilize that line with my Sharpie. Remember, candy canes have stripes, so I'm gonna put the stripes of my candy cane using that line. I'm just gonna add a few more, and there my candy cane looks striped and that it's overlaying on the antler. Great job. Other options for you in your Mooseltoe picture. On the moose's head, you can add, maybe he's got a little hat hair or a little tuft on top. What you can do is you can add different hats as well. I'm going to make, in this case, kind of a hat you see on a snowman, like a little black hat, but you can add a Santa hat like I did in my previous example, or any kind of hat you want on your moose. In the picture, you can add anything you'd like. Maybe you want your moose standing by a Christmas tree, or maybe he's having a cup of hot cocoa. However you want to make this picture your own, have fun with it, and I'm so excited to see them. You may color them with any of your materials as well. Thank you.